Well, today's video we're going to do is to take from my ghost town project, a little project that I've been working on off and on since the mid-70s. The first time I went to Bodie back in the high Sierras of eastern California. Like all kids in growing up in that time frame, we had all the Western movies and the cowboys and the ghost towns, or not at that point, really big towns of thriving communities revolving around mining. So you get interested in the history of these Western towns that born on the gold rush period, of whether it was gold or silver or copper. A lot of towns came up very quickly, with going from adding the miners and all the support staff and the stores and the services, you ended up with communities that were very thriving, but they also brought the politicians and the outlaws along. So they all have this amazing history, and quite volatile at times. But as with all towns, once the ore was gone, the towns were abandoned and disappeared into the landscape. And some towns, are still hanging around. A few towns are actually still thriving as being big communities, but they're no longer big, mining communities per se. So anyway, this is Bannack, a ghost town now, and was founded in 1862 with the gold rush. It was finally abandoned around 1970 with the residents, but it did become a National Historic Landmark in 1961, and it actually became a Montana State Park back in 1954, which pretty early on in preserving the towns of the time. Bannack was so big at the time, it ended up becoming the state capital, the territory capital for Montana, and it lasted for quite a while before it ended up moving over to Nevada City before statehood. So here, this is Bannack. It's a ghost town here in Montana. On the photography side, I ended up shooting most of this on a Canon R5 with primarily two lenses. It was the 24-70 and the 70-200, all shot in color. And then there is a series of those images that I made black and white and then aged to make it look like they were shot in the time frame. So they've been stressed and textured and some edges added to them. But there's also a few images thrown in there that I ended up doing is shooting on infrared black and white. And that was with a little Sony IR converted camera. And so they're going to do is add the dramatic of infrared with the dark skies, and some of the textures and tonality would be a little bit different than your standard. So sit back and enjoy, and if you like it, fine. Great to hear some comments, and we'll be back soon.